Shalom, Havarim. Yes, today is Monday, July 16th. I hope you guys had a great weekend. It's so beautiful here, sunny and just, beautiful. But like I told you guys, I think in a couple of previous videos, it's just so weird because we start with some type of weird overcast and then the sun comes out like later later in the afternoon, but whatever, right? So let's talk about the helper and trusting the helper. This is another ongoing theme for a few years that the Father has been just impressing upon me. And so, I was talking to Deb, I think the other day, Debbie McMillan, I think caregiver too, but anyway, the point is I was talking to one of our sisters in the Mishpachah, and I pointed out to them how because we've never met, it's so amazing how the Ruach really shows us how ehad we are, how unified we are, because we've never met, but when we speak, it's as if no time has been lost. Versus when we speak to someone else that's not a believer or not a follower of the way, that feeling is brand new with someone else. You have that new feeling of, oh, this is somebody new, so I have to be on my P's and Q's. I have to guard what I say. I have to guard my heart. I have to, do all these things until they prove that they can be trusted, with my words, with my heart, with my thoughts. And I have to somewhat tiptoe around my words and around how I am with this person because I don't know. So either you don't know and you're in doubt, or that the Ruach is just like, I'm not in that person. I don't recognize that person. Mashiach said, I'm bringing you a helper to help you. The world don't know him. The world won't know him. Because they don't see him. And they work by what the physical is. The world says, if I see this thing, then I'll believe it. We know that we don't have to see it. That's why the Malachim, the angels, they're so impressed with us. They're so, in wonder with us because we don't see. We don't see and we still believe. And the world doesn't see and they don't believe. So, but we don't have to see because we trust that the Ruach will guide us to who we need to be in conformity with, who we are joined together with. This is the reason why you can speak to someone outside of Mashiach. You can speak to someone outside of that, and they can be just the sweetest, the nicest person in the world. But then you can speak to someone that is in Mashiach, and they can also be the nicest person in the world. The difference is, with the person that's in Mashiach, it's like no time has passed. Why? Because the Ruach is one. There's only one Ruach. We are individual members, earthlings, if you will, all throughout this globe, all throughout this earth. But we are few. We're growing though. Yahweh has this machine, this family, this Mishpachah growing. But the Ruach recognizes himself in someone else. And when he doesn't recognize himself in someone else, he will let us know. And we won't feel the same. And it's no pressure to it. And you know what? It's really that simple. When I was growing up, and you probably could be a witness to this too, you would meet people And it would just be something about that person, maybe that you just like, I don't know what it is. I just don't like that person. Or I don't know, I just feel their energy isn't right. Or their spirit isn't right. Or we just don't mesh. I don't know. And I grew up always like that with different people. And sometimes I would understand it, sometimes I wouldn't. And my mom, she would just be like, oh, you just have discernment. Or she would say, well, you're funny style, like me. I'm funny style. I don't have to know you to know if I don't like you or to know if I just don't mesh with you. And some people are just like that. You're not going to get along with everybody. And it's not about getting along with that person, because I can pretty much get along with anyone. Even an atheist, even an agnostic, even someone that's not a believer, I could be cordial and get along with that person. But the feeling that I have inside, knowing, because the Ruach is allowing my Ruach to know that this person is not of me, I don't indwell that person. Therefore, I am on my guard. I'm not as open to this person as I would be with someone that the Ruach is indwelling. And the same with you. So now that we understand that, there's no need for us to try to question it or try to force it and say, well, okay, I'll give this person a chance. Maybe Baba, maybe. When we know that we're not walking in the physical, we're not walking in the flesh, and we're walking according to Yahweh, and we understand that the world does not know the Ruach, and they're not going to know him. That's all we need to know. The Word, the Father, that's our final authority. Now, if you're walking in the flesh and this sister or this brother is, in the mishpacha, and they have a heart for the Father, and you're walking around in offensiveness with an offensive heart, then that's your problem. That's not Yahweh. That's not the Ruach. That's something that you need to deal with and go to the Father with and ask him to give you a renewed heart. Every day when we wake up, we got to recognize that his better heart is good, and it renews us every single day. So we don't have to walk around guessing. I'm a firm believer that if I have to guess, I'm about to be in some darkness, and I don't want to be in darkness. I don't want to walk around with blinders on. I don't have to. Why? Because I'm going to follow what the Ruach is going to lead me to. And no, I'm not perfect, and neither are you, neither is anyone. But if we love him and we know him, which means we're intimate with the helper, then there's no way that we're going to fail. Nope. No. Because even when we think we slip up, even when we think we miss the mark, we still hit the mark because he's there. He's guiding us the whole way. So I just thought I'd make a little video. If you've ever been wondering why, you could be around somebody and you just don't feel that same headwa, that same joy as when you're with someone in the mishpacha, someone you've never met, someone maybe you've never even talked to, someone you maybe just have been messaging on social media, and then when you guys do talk, it's like, it's a breath of fresh air. Why? Because Yahweh is the breath of life. He's the breath of high. And when we're indwelled with his presence, with his Ruach, and we meet someone else that's indwelled with his Ruach, we can exhale. And it's like our lives, we're letting him know and thanking him for giving us that breath. We don't have to hold it in any longer. We can exhale knowing that there's nothing that we can do, not by our own might. Nothing that we can do. He does it all. He does it all. So, anyway, I'm on my lunch. I'm about to eat. Me and my son are going on vacation in a couple of days, so I'm just on my lunch doing some last-minute little errands. But I love you all. I hope this has been a tremendous beraha to you. And I just thought I'd bring this to you because I've talked to a couple of people these past few weeks, and it's like, man, it feels like our conversation This is a conversation that is continuing from years ago. And I had just talked to these to these people. But it's because the Ruach is just so filled with Hedwa, because he recognizes himself in others. And he wants us. It's like he's giving us the breath of life from the Father. And it's a familiar, amazing, meeting when we do this. And you're just finding that love that he wants you to find and be in love with. So, amen for that. Hallelujah, y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.